Let me begin by asking you a question that may touch a very sensitive spot for you or for someone you love. Do you feel that your legs no longer have the strength they once had? That getting up from a chair has become an effort? Or that a walk which was once so simple now tires you far more quickly? If that sounds familiar, I want you to hear what my long life has taught me. Yes, the body changes with the years, and this loss of strength has a name, but it is not a sentence against which nothing can be done. In my many years upon this earth, I have seen the human body respond to the right care even at the most advanced age, at 80, at 90 years old, because the body is wise and knows how to rebuild itself when it receives what it needs. And one of these bits of care, simple and comforting, is precisely a homemade drink that my ancestors used to prepare, made with real, humble ingredients that you can find anywhere. It is not a miracle, and I'm going to be honest with you from beginning to end, but it is a real and powerful support. Before we begin, tell me in the comments what part of the world you're watching me from and how old you are, because it warms my heart to see so many people from so many corners gathered here in search of more strength and more independence. But before anything, let me tell you where everything I'm going to share with you today comes from, because it holds a value that money cannot buy. This knowledge did not come from just any book, nor from a passing fad. It was passed down from generation to generation in my family, inherited from my Japanese ancestors and from the Buddhist wisdom that has crossed centuries, the wisdom that learned through practice and patience to care for the body with what the earth offers. I carry this teaching with pride and with responsibility, and it is precisely out of respect for you that I must say something with care. However wise and valuable this ancestral knowledge may be, it walks side by side with your doctor's care and not in its place. So, if you have any health condition like diabetes, a kidney problem, an intolerance to some food, or if you use continuous medications, take what you learn here into a conversation with the professional who follows your case, because uniting ancient wisdom with today's care is the most beautiful and safest path there is. With that agreed from the heart, let me explain what makes this drink so special. It brings together, in a single glass, three things the more mature body so needs and often lacks: a good dose of real protein, which is the raw material of muscle; good quality carbohydrates, which give the body energy to move; and a portion of vitamins and minerals that work in silence, behind the scenes. And that's why I really want you to stay with me until the very end of this video, without skipping any part, because knowing the ingredients is only the beginning of the path. Along our conversation, I'm going to introduce you to each component of this powerful drink, one by one, revealing what each one offers your legs, your muscles, and your energy. Then, at the most awaited moment, I'll hand you the exact measurements and the method of preparation, step by step, the way it's done in the kitchen, including the little secrets that make the body make better use of each nutrient, secrets that only time and experience teach. And at the end, I'm going to reveal the most important truth of all, the one almost no one has the courage to tell: what truly sustains and strengthens the muscle after 75, and that goes far beyond any drink, however good it may be. Stay with me until then, because it's that truth which transforms everything. So go ahead and leave your like, subscribe to the channel, share this video with someone you love who also wishes to preserve their strength and independence, and comment the word strength down below so I know you're here with me on this journey. Let's begin right now with the base of it all, the first ingredient. Let's begin with the base of our drink, the ingredient that gives it body, substance, and flavor: oats. And let me tell you, many people underestimate oats. They look at them and see only a bland little mush, but I have learned over a whole lifetime to see the value hidden in simple things. Oats are one of the most complete and humble foods the earth offers to those who have already walked many years. They are rich in good quality carbohydrates, the kind that releases energy slowly, in a serene and constant way, and not in that hurried spike that rises and crashes all at once. And why does this matter so much for your legs and your muscles? Because muscle needs energy to move and to remake itself, and this gentle, continuous energy is precisely the fuel that sustains you throughout the whole day, without that feeling of strength fading in the middle of the afternoon. Besides that, oats carry a good dose of plant protein for a cereal, and that already begins to add to our goal of strengthening the musculature. And they are generous in fiber, especially a very special fiber, beta glucan, which soothes the gut and is associated with the care of cholesterol and the balance of blood sugar. A single plant caring for you along many paths at once. And the gifts of oats don't stop there, because they are also a silent source of the minerals your muscles so appreciate. They bring magnesium, which takes part in the relaxation and good functioning of the muscle fibers and helps ward off those cramps that steal your sleep. They bring phosphorus and a bit of iron, which helps carry oxygen to the muscles. And they bring the B complex vitamins, which take part in transforming food into usable energy. It's almost a complete little package of nutrition kept inside such a simple grain. And there's an important detail the ancients knew well. There's a difference between the types of oats. The finer flakes or the common flakes dissolve better in a blended drink and are gentler on digestion, which is a blessing for the more mature body, which sometimes has a more sensitive stomach. And if you have difficulty chewing or digesting, soak the oats in the milk for a few minutes before blending, and everything becomes even lighter and softer, going down smoothly as it should. And here's a secret few know about oats, one of those teachings that crossed generations in my family. Oats, like many grains of the earth, hold within them some natural compounds that can slightly hinder the use of certain minerals, like iron and zinc. But the ancients discovered, in their patience, a simple way to work around this: soaking the oats for a little while before eating them, preferably with a drop of lemon or a little yogurt in the water. This humble gesture helps wake the grain and releases the minerals so your body may receive them better. There's no need to complicate it. Even a rest of 10 or 15 minutes while you calmly gather the other ingredients already makes a difference. It's the wisdom of the old kitchen, the kind grandmothers practiced by intuition without knowing the scientific name. And that science today merely confirms. And look at the beauty of it. Besides improving the absorption, this rest also makes the drink creamier and the flavor milder. It's nature rewarding those who have patience. And if this powerful base has already shown you that oats are much more than a simple mush, prepare your heart, because now comes the ingredient that is the soul of this recipe when the subject is muscle, the one that carries real protein, the main raw material for the building and maintenance of your fibers. Without it, none of this stands on its feet. So don't go anywhere, because we're going to meet now the second and perhaps most important companion of our drink. Now we reach the soul of this recipe when the subject is strengthening the muscles, the main source of protein, which in our drink comes from milk. And let me explain to you, with the calm of my years, why protein is so precious, especially after 70, 80, 90 years. Think of it this way: your muscles are made of protein, and the body lives in a constant back and forth, taking apart a little bit of old muscle and raising new muscle, day after day. In youth, this balance settles itself, with the body building as much as it takes apart. But with the years, the scale starts to tip toward loss, And it's precisely there that offering quality protein in sufficient amount becomes essential to hold back this process. Milk is a wonderful gift in this sense because it brings a complete protein with all those building blocks the body needs and doesn't know how to make on its own. It's no accident that in so many cultures and for so many generations, milk and its derivatives were always linked to the strength and the recovery of the body. It delivers the raw material that the oats on their own would not give in enough amount. And milk doesn't come only with protein, it brings with it two great companions of your bones and muscles, calcium and, depending on the type, vitamin D. Calcium, as you already know, is the guardian of firm bones, and strong bones walk hand in hand with strong muscles to give you stability, balance, and less risk of those falls that so frighten us at this stage of life. Vitamin D, in turn, helps the body make better use of that calcium and also has its role in the good functioning of the muscles. It's a wise combination that nature already delivers ready inside a glass of milk without our having to do a thing. And let me give you a piece of advice from one who has lived long about how to choose this milk with wisdom, because every body is its own. If common milk sits well with you, wonderful. It plays its part beautifully in this recipe. But if your body, with the years, came to no longer digest cow's milk so well, which is very common and no flaw at all, know that there are equally good paths. There are the lactose-free versions, which keep the protein and the calcium, and there are also the plant-based drinks like soy, which bring a good amount of protein, or those enriched with calcium. What matters is to listen to your body and choose what it receives with comfort, without discomfort or heaviness. This attentive listening, this respect for one's own body, is one of the greatest wisdoms that age teaches us, and it's worth more than any rigid rule. And, as always, if you have any restriction, take that choice to the professional who cares for you. And if the milk gave us the protein, the soul of strength, get ready, because now come the ingredients that bring the sweetness, the energy, and the flavor that make this drink something you'll want to have every day with pleasure. Because there's no use in the most nutritious drink in the world if it isn't tasty enough to become a beloved habit. So don't go anywhere, because we're going to meet now the next companions of our recipe. Now come the ingredients that bring the sweetness, the energy, and the flavor, and the first of them is an old and dear companion, the banana. The banana is a gift for anyone who wants to strengthen the legs, and I'll explain why. It's rich in potassium, that mineral so linked to the good functioning of the muscles and to preventing those cramps that strike suddenly, often in the dead of night. A body with little potassium is a body that tires more quickly and that feels weaker legs. So the banana comes into our drink as a true friend of the musculature. Besides the potassium, it brings natural carbohydrates that are easily used, which give that pleasant, quick energy for the body to move, and a natural sweetness that spares the refined sugar, the kind that only harms and adds nothing. The banana also brings a bit of vitamin B6 and fiber, and it has the virtue of making the drink creamy, full-bodied, and comforting, almost like a warm embrace. It's simple, it's cheap, and it's pure wisdom of nature. And to accompany the banana, the ancients liked two final touches that transform the drink: honey and cinnamon. Honey, used for thousands of years by so many peoples, is a source of natural energy and brings a living sweetness, far better than white sugar, along with compounds that tradition has always valued. A little drizzle is enough to sweeten with soul. But here I must give you an honest warning. With the care of one who cares, honey, though natural, is still a sugar, so those who live with diabetes or need to watch their blood sugar should use it with great moderation or swap it for another option, always talking with their doctor. Cinnamon, in turn, is a treasure of its own that fragrant powder not only gives a cozy flavor, but is associated, in studies, with a role in the balance of blood sugar, which makes it an interesting partner to the sweetness of the banana and the honey. A pinch transforms the whole drink. Together, the banana, the honey, and the cinnamon make this mixture something the body asks for and the soul is grateful for. And if the natural sweetness has already won over your palate, get ready, because now comes the last group of ingredients, the one many people forget, but that is a true hidden treasure of concentrated nutrients. They're tiny, they fit in the palm of your hand, but they hold good fats and minerals that give the final touch of strength to our drink. So don't go anywhere, because we're going to meet now these little giants. Now comes the last group of ingredients, the one many people forget, but that the ancients always knew to value, the seeds and the nuts, the little giants of our drink. I'm talking about a spoonful of chia or flax seeds and a few chopped or ground nuts or almonds. Don't be fooled by their size, because within these tiny ones dwells an enormous force. Chia and flax seeds are rich in that good kind of fat, omega-3, which science associates with fighting silent inflammation, the kind that settles into the muscles and joints with the years and hampers the body's recovery. They also bring fiber that, on meeting liquid, forms a gentle gel that helps the gut work well and also gives more creaminess and substance to the drink, keeping you satisfied longer. And they offer a bit of plant protein, adding to our goal. A detail the ancients knew: flaxseed needs to be ground or very well chewed, otherwise it passes through the body whole, and you lose the best of it. And alongside the seeds, the nuts and almonds close our drink with a golden key. They are true jewels of concentrated nutrition. They bring good fats that care for the heart, a good dose of plant protein, and precious minerals like magnesium, which relaxes and strengthens the muscles, and zinc, which takes part in the recovery of tissues. Almonds are also rich in vitamin E, which protects the cells from the wear of time. A small portion is already enough because they are concentrated, and excess is not better. Wisdom always lies in the right measure, never in excess. And here's a secret of the old kitchen. If you have difficulty chewing, soak the nuts in water for a few hours before using them, and they soften, become easier to digest, and release their nutrients better. It's one more of those kindnesses that patience offers to those who know how to wait. And let me tell you why these little giants matter so much beyond the nutrition. They teach a lesson that runs through our whole drink and a whole life. It isn't the biggest or most showy ingredient that makes the difference, but the wise sum of many small elements working together, each offering the best of what it has. A spoonful of seeds seems little, almost nothing, but repeated with consistency day after day, it keeps adding its little brick to your strength. So it is with the body, so it is with life. Great constructions are born from small gestures repeated with faith and with patience. And that's exactly the spirit of our recipe, a little of each good thing, gathered with care in a single glass. And now that you know all the companions of our drink, the most awaited moment of all has arrived. I'm going to teach you step by step how to prepare this powerful mixture in your own kitchen with the right measurements and the secrets of the preparation. So grab paper and pen, or just pay close attention and don't go anywhere. The most awaited moment has arrived, so grab paper and pen, or simply keep it in your heart, because now I'm going to teach you to prepare this powerful drink the right way. I'll give you the measurements for a generous glass, enough for a good portion of your day. Start with 3 tablespoons of rolled oats, that dear base of ours. Add a glass, about 250 milliliters, of the milk of your preference, whether the common one, the lactose-free one, or a plant-based drink, as your body asks. Add a ripe banana, which gives the sweetness and the creaminess. Add a tablespoon of chia seeds or ground flaxseed, and a small portion of nuts or almonds, about a tablespoon, chopped or ground. Finally, a little drizzle of honey, if your doctor allows, and a good pinch of cinnamon powder. These are the reference measurements, but always listen to your body and adjust according to your hunger and your need, because no recipe is wiser than the attentive listening to oneself. Now, the method of preparation, which has its little secrets. If you have time and patience, the ideal is to start by soaking the oats and the seeds in the milk for about 10 or 15 minutes before blending, or even overnight in the fridge. Because, as I told you, this rest helps the body make better use of the minerals and makes everything softer and creamier. After that rest, take everything to the blender: the milk with the already softened oats and seeds, the banana, the nuts, the honey, and the cinnamon. Blend for a little minute until it forms a smooth, homogeneous, creamy drink. If it turns out too thick for your taste, add a little more milk or water until it reaches the consistency that pleases you. And here's a valuable piece of advice: prepare it and drink it right away, fresh, because that's how you make the most of the nutrients and the flavor. If you need to store it, leave it in the fridge for a few hours in a sealed container and stir it well before drinking. One last kindness of the preparation: drink slowly, calmly, savoring it, preferably in the morning or after a light walk, when the body is more ready to receive and make use of all this nourishment. And let me entrust to you the wisest moment to have this drink, because the when matters almost as much as the what. The ancients taught to respect the rhythms of the body, and there are two moments when this drink is especially welcome. The first is in the morning, upon waking, when the body comes from a long night of fasting and asks to be replenished with gentleness. A glass of this mixture awakens your energy and prepares you for the day. The second moment is after any movement of the body, whether a calm walk, a stretch, or the light exercises your doctor approves, because it's precisely after effort that the muscle is most open to receiving the nutrients and rebuilding itself. Offering the protein and the energy at that instant is like handing the finest materials to the builder at the exact moment he's going to raise the wall. Choose the moment that best speaks to your routine and make of it a small daily ritual of care for yourself. But I must warn you, with all honesty, that not even the best drink in the world, had at the best hour, does the whole work on its own. And it's about that truth that I must speak to you now, in our last and most important teaching. We've reached the most important teaching of our whole conversation, the one I promised back at the beginning, and that almost no one has the courage to tell. And I must say it to you, looking deep into your eyes, with all the honesty of one who has lived long. No drink, however powerful and well made, builds or maintains muscle on its own. If I told you otherwise, I would be deceiving you, and the respect I have for you does not allow me that. This drink is a wonderful companion. It offers the raw material, the protein, the energy, and the minerals, but it is only one part of a greater whole. And what is the piece without which none of this truly works? Movement. The muscle is like a wise tool of nature, that which isn't used. The body understands isn't needed and lets it grow weak, but that which is used with regularity, the body understands matters and sees to keeping it strong. That's why no food in the world replaces the simple and powerful act of moving the body within your limits and with the blessing of your doctor. It's movement that gives the body the order to use all this nourishment to strengthen your legs. And it doesn't have to be anything heavy or heroic. Listen well, because this is one of the greatest wisdoms I have learned. A calm walk in the morning, a gentle stretch upon waking, the simple gesture of standing up and sitting down from the chair a few times throughout the day, moving the arms. Climbing a step with care, all of that is movement, And all of that speaks with the drink you prepared, telling the body to transform the food into strength. The drink is the material, and movement is the master builder who raises the construction. One without the other does not complete the work. And there are still two silent companions that close this circle of care: water and rest. Drink water throughout the day because the well-hydrated body makes better use of everything it receives and the joints move with more lightness. And respect your sleep because it's during deep rest that the body does its most silent work of rebuilding, remaking what the day spent. Food, movement, water, and rest, the four pillars of a life with strength. And finally, the greatest teaching of all, the one that runs not only through this drink, but through our whole existence: consistency is worth more than intensity. It isn't the glass you have on a single day of excitement and forget the following week that will give you back your strength. It's the small gesture repeated with patience, day after day, with care for yourself, that builds, little by little, that which lasts. So it is with the body, so it is with the soul, so it is with life. The great transformations are not born of a grand and fleeting effort, but of faithfulness to the small daily bits of care. So I make you an invitation from the bottom of my heart. Don't seek the miracle of one day. Cultivate the habit of a lifetime. Prepare your drink with care, move your body with joy, drink your water, rest in peace, and make of all this a serene ritual of self-love. Because caring for the body at any age is honoring the life that dwells within you. And I reinforce with all respect what I said at the beginning: take these ancestral teachings to walk side by side with your doctor's care, uniting ancient wisdom with today's science, which is the most beautiful and safe path. And so we come to the end of this journey, and I feel my heart full for having walked with you this far. Today you received not just a recipe, you received a little piece of the wisdom my ancestors entrusted to me and that I now entrust to you. You met each companion of this powerful drink: the oats, a humble base full of energy; the milk, the soul of the protein that raises the muscle; the banana, the honey, and the cinnamon, the living sweetness that gives taste and the will to continue; and the seeds and nuts, the little giants that add their concentrated strength. You learn to prepare it with your hands and with your heart, with the right measurements and the secrets of the soaking and the preparation. And above all, you receive the most precious truth of all, that no drink walks alone, and that true strength is born of the union between good food, the movement of the body, water, rest, and above all, the consistency of small bits of care repeated with love. Always remember this: your age is not a wall that stops you. It is a path you've already traveled with bravery, and it's never too late to care for the body that brought you here. And now, with all my care, I ask of you 3 small gestures that help a lot and cost nothing. The first: tell me in the comments if you're going to try this drink and which of the ingredients surprised you the most, because I read each of your words with my heart. The second: comment the word strength down below as a small vow that you're going to begin caring for yours starting today, one gesture at a time. And the third, which is the most beautiful of all, pick up your phone now and share this video with someone you love: a father, a mother, a friend, a neighbor, someone who also deserves to walk with more strength and more independence, because sharing care is one of the most beautiful ways of loving. If these words touched your heart, leave your like so this ancient wisdom may reach more people who need it. Subscribe to the channel and tap the bell so you don't miss the next teachings. And always remember, with care, the wisdom of the ancients walks hand in hand with your doctor's care. Take care of your body, honor your life, and may your strength flourish each day. A big hug, much peace, and I'll be waiting for you at our next meeting.